jam-packed agenda, and I cringe when I say that word because I've used it in introductions as an MC because it's kind of been seen as important to tell people there's a lot going on and a lot for them to learn. But actually, I think we need to take it back and stop using it as a badge of honour. It generally can lead to information overload. It makes you exhausted and a little bit overwhelmed as well. Then there's so much, and you just are not able to fully absorb the presented content, especially when it's session after session following session after session. You can't get those takeaways, the insights really sort of stuck in your head because there's so little time for reflection or discussion. How many times have you gone to an event and taken lots of notes and thought, oh yeah, I'm learning so much great stuff, but you've got so much stuff and you kind of almost can't absorb it in the day. So you think, I'll go away and sort it out. And do you? Or do you just sort of throw some clever little things you've learned into conversation for the next few weeks, but never actually apply what you've learned? Maybe some of you will say, that's not me, but I'm sure many of you will recognize themselves in that. And when it comes to things like networking, which we know is an integral part of business events, if you don't have good enough breaks, then the networking time ends up being the break, doesn't it? You know, they'll go, it's a 20-minute networking break, but 20 minutes doesn't give you very long to go to the loo, return a call, text your children, have something to eat. You're not in that time going to make, magic moments with fellow attendees and really be able to make some good connections. And of course, when there's a reasonable break, you get those spontaneous conversations, that knowledge sharing and that collaboration and everything. And that really enhances the overall event experience. And you've also got time to talk about the things that you've just learned. And I think we've got to remember now how important the well-being of our attendees is. We've got to really make that a huge priority. So it's just not good for you anyway to be sitting back to back through different sessions without enough breaks. You're going to be uncomfortable, physical discomfort, mental fatigue, which is not what you want from your attendees. We are human beings. We need enough time to stretch our legs, to grab something to eat or drink, and to rejuvenate. Then we are going to stay focused throughout the day, through the rest of the sessions, and be able to actively participate throughout the event. And again, active participation at an event is what makes it the special magic, where people go away and do whatever it is that you wanted them to do as a result of coming to the event, because they've been involved, they've been included, they've been heard. If they're exhausted, you're just not going to get that participation. So if we want our events, and I know we do, to inspire and educate people, if we don't give them breaks, it's going to be very challenging for them to reflect on what they're learning and then think, how can I apply that in real life scenarios? Which is why in other events and in other blogs, I talk about the importance of maybe not just lecturing people, but giving them workshops to really work out how they're going to apply it. We really need the time to process the information, to ask the questions and mentally connect the dots. So, event organisers, remember that a successful event isn't just about the quantity of content delivered, but also the quality of the whole experience, striking that right balance between a busy agenda and enough breaks, which will create the environment you want to encourage the learning, to help the networking and the growth of your attendees.